What's up, everybody? Just back home from Turkey. What a great experience. I'm going to talk about that in another video. This video, I wanted to talk about one of the things that really helped me. And as some of you may know, that I have used stem cells. I heard about stem cells probably about 15 years ago, 20 years, probably 15 years ago, maybe a bit more. And I heard about them being discussed, and right away I became really interested, really fascinated in what they meant for regenerative medicine, what they meant for me as an athlete, as someone who just cares a ton about health and performance. I also witnessed a lot of my friends at that time, even a long time ago, even like 15 or more years ago, getting treatments. And at this point, there really weren't a ton of studies, and it was met with a lot of scrutiny and questions at the time. I remember whenever I spoke to doctors about it, there was a lot of nobody really knows. I think that's changed a lot over the last 15 years. I remember anecdotally seeing the difference in a lot of the guys who got treatment. Guys were having, guys who had, their shoulders ripped out, or, their chests ripped out, or, some injury, work related, whatever, get treated, come back. And the healing that happened was just remarkable. A lot of evidence from physiotherapists that I've known along the way, who have witnessed people who have had stem cells done as opposed to those who have not. And that some of the testimonial evidence is just, it's unbelievable. I wanted to get it done for a long time. I really did. Why I didn't, it just, partially the cost, partially, me just being, just busy. But so my first experience with stem cells was after I arm wrestled Levon. After I arm wrestled Levon, Levon tore my arm off my body like he promised he would. Ripped my bicep mid-muscular, and he did a lot of damage to my hand as well in the match. And I have just, chronic issues as well. A lot of them from arm wrestling, a lot of them from just me being a generally just an idiot. So I have a lot of stuff. So my first treatment that I got was probably about, I think it was probably like 7 weeks post Levon. Okay, maybe it was 6, maybe it was 7, somewhere around then. And what I got was treatment right on the tear itself. So they went in and they shot exactly where the tear was. They shot my elbow. They shot my wrist, because these are just chronic areas of issue for me, like chronic. Like I've just got massive arthritis and damage to all the connective tissues. It's just, it's a junkyard in there. So, any time I can get help in those regions, I'll definitely take it. And then I got a systemic treatment as well at that time, so that's an IV, and they put it through your whole body. So I wanted to be sure that I didn't just go and say, these are amazing, it's incredible, but it is. It is. Why can I say that? It's very hard to say anything with a great degree of certainty when you're a single person, as opposed to like a study group. It's difficult to say. But I will tell you that knowing my past, knowing my present, knowing what I did after I received the stem cells is when I broke into a heavy period of arm wrestling table training. like more than I've ever done in my entire life, harder than I've ever done in my entire life. I did 2 or 3 months basically of arm wrestling nearly every day for durations that were way too long and way too hard. And my wrist and my elbow were beyond good. They were really good. And my bicep, it held together throughout the course of all of this. So it certainly wasn't bad. I knew that it had helped me. I was confident to say that it could help me. When I had that treatment done, and I saw the people that had helped firsthand, and I saw all the people at the clinics, and I was more of a firsthand witness to what was going on, I became much more obsessed about the whole thing. I started to read everything I could find. I started to ask questions. I started to dream about ways of harvesting stem cells from animals and on farms and from zoos and you name it. I was like, geez, I want to basically live off stem cells. I basically want to like, anyways, that's how I get crazy with stuff. And stem cells had my attention. About 3 weeks or so before my match with Evgeny, around the time when it was being first talked about and announced, I got contacted by Vidicel. Actually, that's not true. I think we just through a friend. Vidicel Biologics was introduced to me. We started talking, and these guys were so great and so generous to me that that's why I went to Louisiana. A lot of people were probably like, "Gee, Stefan, you got a match in 2.5 weeks. Why are you flying to Louisiana?" And the reason that I went to Louisiana was to get a final dose of medical help. At that time, even though my wrist and my elbow were feeling very good comparatively with, where they should be, my hand was a total disaster. Like to move my hand would be extremely painful. It was still strong, but my hand, the joints of my knuckles, my fingers, all through the back of my hand, there was an extreme pain. It didn't so much affect my performance at a manageable intensity, but anywhere where I was out of position, I would feel it, and anything outside of arm wrestling was really rough. Like for me to push with the back of my hand through my fingers, to do anything like this, any pushing, to get out of bed and push, couldn't do it with my right hand. I could. I had very bad pain. So I went to Louisiana and I got treated again with mesenchymal stem cells. I got injections in my wrist, in my elbow, and in my hand. Oh, no, sorry. No, I didn't get it in my elbow. I got it in my bicep. Bicep, wrist, and hand. That's where I got it. And I also got exosomes. And if anybody's interested in exosomes or doesn't know about exosomes, you should be. Exosomes are super fascinating as well. And there is a very strong relationship between stem cells and exosomes that you should understand if you're starting to look at this stuff. Exosomes are basically small sacs that a cell can excrete or release. Holds basically the way I look at it, and I am not a doctor, guys. It's like a yard sale, and you open up your house, and all this stuff comes out. for sale that the rest of the cells can take or leave or whatever. And if the exosomes are good, everything's nice and new and shiny, and yeah, your body wants this stuff for repair, for fixing and healing. And stem cells and exosomes, it's like the exosomes are almost a derivative. So when I got home, I continued to take exosomes for probably about 10 days before the match. When I pulled Prudnik, I was pain-free. Pain-free. I'm pain-free today. Yeah, there's no pain in my right hand. That was 2 weeks and 2 days before. I know my body. I know how I heal. I know how long injuries take to heal. What I had should take months and months. Probably what I had, the degree that I had it, with consistent training and good nutrition, I was thinking I would probably be better in 4 or 5 months if I didn't receive another setback. It's fascinating stuff, guys. As an arm wrestler, as an athlete, as someone who works with their bodies, as someone who wants to experience better health, longevity, in my opinion, this is the future of medicine. I think that if you have the opportunity to do so, you should certainly explore. You should certainly invest in your health whenever possible. I've included links to get in touch with these guys. In my opinion, it is the best quality stem cell you can get, depending on your location. There's nothing better. So stay healthy, everybody, and hope you enjoyed the match. And there's many more to come. I'm going to do this until I'm dead, especially thanks to my new friends at Vitacell Biologics. Have a great Thanksgiving weekend, everybody who's celebrating. And if you're in Canada, it's not Thanksgiving. Just enjoy that cold weather. We'll see y'all at practice tonight.